Yo!
Hello!
And welcome to a movie review again.
Jag tror vi heter ju såhär Aras and Felix Reviews.
All right.
Det är så jag kallar kanalen. Men inte med alls. Okej, kör vi.
Yo! This is Ara and
Felix.
movie review. And
Today we're gonna talk about the classic Jaws, which you never watched, ever.
Nope. First time.
Okay, I can tell a bit of the backstory. It's the first movie which put Steven Spielbergs on the map, pretty famous director, maybe you've heard of him. And released in 1975 and stars Roy Schneider and Richard Dreyfuss. So, we just watched it. What's your first impression from it?
My first impression is, well, that was the movie everybody talked about. That's the Jaws. I was, I'm not going to say surprised, it was exactly how I imagined it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. It's the idea behind the movie, and probably the entire movie itself, isn't entirely original. If you think about it, it's kind of like a monster movie, just with a shark. So the thing I really like about this movie is that it focuses so much on the characters, and not that much on the shark, actually. And I think that's all great horror. This is not really a horror movie, but all great monster movies doesn't really focus that much on the monster, but focus more on the characters. The entire first hour of this movie, you see their daily lives, they go around, they talk, the shark attacks.
I just ask, what's the genre?
This genre, I would say, I think it says horror thriller, but I would say
horror? Is it supposed to be horror?
Yes, it's supposed to be horror.
I
would say this movie is a monster movie, kind of like Alien.
Alright. First of all, I think the story was plain and simple, nothing. Maybe it was original back then, but
it wasn't. It wasn't.
But
that's what I'm saying. This story isn't really in the focus, I would say.
Well,
it's a classic story.
It's an old movie, and I do not like old movies. And let me tell you why. It's not just because it has some lame effects, limbs floating around that looks like it's made up, which it is, but it's badly made up. As well, I did not find a single black guy or black woman or Asian anywhere in the movie. No leading role for any female whatsoever. All the females did was worrying about the kids and worrying about the sharks. While the men went on to the beach and saved everybody's day.
I will respond to that. For the first thing, I think this movie is, at the technical level, like a masterpiece. I think everything looks and holds up very well. See, this movie was made in '75. The shark looks real, and the thing is, you don't see it very often. So that's why the illusion of the shark living holds up, because it looks so real. I don't have any problem with there not being any blacks or anything in the movie.
No, of course you're not having a problem with that.
But it doesn't. I don't know how it was in 1975, but I don't fault the movie for it, as well as the leading female characters. They don't focus on them, so I don't think. But I don't see any females being stereotyped or anything like that.
Alright, to be honest, I was very, very bored in the beginning. It got better and better, but I mean, like half the movie is like you could just put it in a single sequence, just sum it up. What do you think about the movie in general?
I think it's one of the greatest monster movies ever made. And you said that the first half was boring. I agree that it's kind of like a shift in tone, almost like it's two movies. Because the first is very much introducing characters, and they're like it doesn't really move on with that fast. Even though I think it's pretty fast paced, since there are a lot of shark attacks all the time. But they just focus on characters, which I think is great. But when they actually get on the boat and go out on the boat, which is like almost half the last part of the movie.
Yeah, that was good. That was the good part.
Yeah, I agree. That was for me also the best
Sadly,
part.
the last part.
Yeah, but it's also the half of the movie. So I think that was amazing, that half part. And the first one is very good, but the thing is they feel a bit disconnected. Like the first one is when they're on land and characters, and the second one is now they're on the boat. And it's like a more isolated feeling, and you get more and more character development for all the characters, which I find great. But other than that, I don't really have any flaws with the movie. Not that I can think of. Any more comments?
No, I think we're ready to grade it.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go first now, as I did it last time.
Alright.
On a scale from MVG to IG, what do you give Jaws 1975?
Well, it's a G, plain and simple G. Yeah, it started off very, very well. However, the last part was
You said it started off very well.
very bad. It started off very bad, and it got better and better the more we got into the movie. Sadly, it was only the last part that carried the movie through. It could be a very, very high grade. No, it wasn't that fascinating, and it had its flaws. So G, simple G.
Okay, I'm gonna give this movie a VG+. It's one of my favorite monster movies of all time. One of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies of all time. Yes, a VG+. One of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies of all time. It's a technical marvel for its time. It still holds up today. And the last part is so good. And sadly, the first part isn't really as good as the second part.
Exactly,
But you need it. But you need it as well. It's not bad. It's just not as good.
Bad.
No, it's good. It's really good. It's just not as good as the first part.
First part, is it good or bad?
It's really good. The second part's amazing.
The second part is amazing, and the first part is
really good.
really good.
Yes. That was my only problem.
Otherwise, I think that's where we disagree.
In a monster movie, it's almost a masterpiece, but it's so good movie. You have to see this movie. It's amazing.
Well, okay. If you think it's very good from the beginning and even better at the end, then I think it was bad in the beginning and good in the end. Well, that sums it all up.
Thanks for watching. Please like and
subscribe,
and we see you next time on the next movie review.
Alright.